Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Summit League Racing. We are here for round 4 of the Division 3 season here in season 13. We are here at Monza in Italy, the track that's I think probably featured the most on the SLR calendar since it's been formed in 2018. And joining me tonight is the man who was my teammate when we took that SLR F2 Constructors Championship once upon a time. It is Sem F1.
You're going to introduce me as your joint constructors your constructors championship F2 winning teammate every single time. I swear to God, I think it's like 3 in a row now. I mean, it is only one of like 3 SLR titles, all constructors that I've had, so it's not really. So it's I suppose something that I'm proud of, but at the same time, F2 merchant.
Got to give you a title name for sure. I always give Matt 1 or 2, so you've got to chuck yours in there. And of course, the most important one was the one with me. So,
yeah, absolutely. And apparently, it's going to be dry in this session. No rain in the race. Boring. At least we're going to get rain tomorrow, though, which would be good.
Yeah, we will see. Qualifying is underway then here in Division 3 on this fine Saturday evening at Monza. It is a little bit dark and overcast over the track, but as Sam has just said, it is meant to stay dry. First man who was out the pit lane is Ted Punisher in the Haas last week. If you didn't join us, it was Fat Ted taking the race victory around Portimao with SLR Moli P2 and Patronus in P3. In the championship as it stands, it's SLR Moli at the top of the championship by 30 points to Fat Ted. Gregors rounds out the top 3, 32 points behind. And yeah, we had a pretty decent race last time out in Portugal, if I remember rightly.
I was not there last week, but from what I remember from watching it back, it did seem to be quite interesting. I saw that Punisher was on pole, which I thought was quite interesting, as he had a really poor Australia race, from what I can remember. But it's a bit quicker, clearly now. Let's see what kind of lap times we set. We would expect maybe, if anyone gets into the 1:19s, I think they've done very well. Pole last night in Division 2 was a 1:19.2 by Owen Howe. Shout out Owen Howe, getting his first podium of the season last night. And yeah, Punisher at the moment seems to be quite conservative with the ZRS at the moment. Just trying to get, I suppose, a bit of a consolidation lap on. And that's very important around this track, isn't it? With all the track limit violations you can commit.
Yeah, it very is. Apologies for the FPS drop there. It appears to happen, I think, at the start of every qualifying session so far. I had it last night as well. Sticking on board with Ted Punisher through the middle sector. Of course, he's going to be the first man to set that time in the session. Hence, we're seeing purple. And yeah, the man who was on pole position last time out in Portimao, as Sam said, can he do the double here in season 13? Last season's pole sitter, that was Fat Ted. The man currently sitting second in the championship. Can he get back-to-back poles here at Monza? Ted Punisher is going to be the first man across the line. The time they've got to beat Sam is a 1:21.9.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a couple of mistakes in that lap. I'm sure that'll be easily beatable by a lot of other drivers, going off what kind of times people were setting. But it could turn out to be a good lap if others just don't make it round. And the most important thing at the start of the session is to get a lap time on the board. At the moment, nobody else so far has actually done one. So I'm not sure who the next person off the line is. I think it's Maxwell.
I think so, yeah. I'm on board with him at the moment. Maxwell crosses the line, goes to the top of the tyres by 4.5 turns. Great lap there on the kick Sauber. But Calder into the line has gone half a second quicker. It's a 1:20.9, and they're all flying in now. Bad Otter TV is going P1 with a 1:20.8. We are flying down the order at the moment.
Yes, we are. Punisher's lap time has already been beaten by a second, and that just shows really kind of how tricky it is to fully hook a lap up here. It's very easy to make mistakes. Very easy to just absolutely send it one corner, and then you find a load more lap time than other people have. It's definitely a track where you are severely rewarded pushing the boundaries.
Currently on board with the championship leader by 30 points at the moment. Will remain it at the end of the evening regardless. He crosses the line, goes only P5 in the NSR Moli, 1 second off the pace of the Mercedes of Bad Otto, who have not had, have had a pretty good week so far in Monza Sem, to say the least.
Yes, indeed. It's one of the first times I've seen someone have a massive penalty and still win the race. Last night, it must be said. Credit where it's due, and it most definitely is due to our race winner last night. Spoilers if you have not yet watched that race, although why am I asking spoilers in the SLR race? Anyway, it was Pricey who won the race. And even though he sped in the pit lane, and speeding in the pit lane penalties were a lot harsher, and that's one thing that's gonna be interesting to see with these drivers is we saw a few speeding in the pit lane penalties last night. Probably going to see some more tonight and tomorrow, I expect.
I think so. We will see. One of the easiest tracks to get a speeding penalty, that is for sure here at Monza. Got to get the anchors on when it comes to the pit lane entry, so we'll see what drivers do tonight. On board with SLR Hickman, he crosses the line, goes into the top 4, does a Visa Cash App RB.
Yeah, 4 tenths separating the top 5 drivers so far this session, so looking quite competitive. 10th between the top 2, of course. And the surprise and exciting package, it has to be said, at the start of this quali session is Colden, it must be said. In P2, Colden, I believe, has not... Well, I believe... Has Colden scored a point yet?
I'm not 100% sure. I don't think he has, but feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. He has had a very tough start to the season as Colden, but at the moment he's on the front row of the grid. Let's see if he can keep it like that. With 11.5 minutes to go.
Yes, 11.5 minutes to go. Bad Otter seems to be going again. Bad Otter seems to like doing this, I've noticed. On his first runs in quali, he likes to fuel up to do a couple of laps on the same set. Kind of get his eye in the first one, and then pump in a lap time like that and go even quicker. By half a second.
20.3. I predicted before we started this it was going to be a 20.0 for pole position tonight. Are we going to see a 19? Well, we're going to find out in just under 11 minutes' time. On board with SLR Moley, our championship leader in Division 3 at the moment. He's in 8th place at the moment, respectively, 1.5 seconds off the pace. But through the middle sector, an okay-ish lap so far as Moley, and he's half a second up.
Yeah, must have made a mistake on his previous lap, Moley. And yeah, seems to be pushing a lot more on this effort is the Aston Martin driver and, of course, the championship leader. That half a second, if he just improves by a couple more tenths on that, could find himself onto the front 2 rows, maybe even the front row, if he has a really good final corner. Got enough ERS to use up towards the line, does Moley. Crosses the line and does go onto the front 2 rows, goes P4.
Great lap there from our championship leader, SLR Moley, into the top 4. It's both Aston Martins at the moment in the top 4. That's kind of the battle at the top of the joint constructors championship at the moment between Mercedes and Aston Martin. Will that trend continue later on this season? Legendary Danny D is going to get a lovely tow here from his teammate. We saw Owen Howe take pole position with a tow last night. Can legendary Danny D potentially have both Mercedes up the order like they did in Division 2 last night? He rounds the 11th corner, the Parabolica, fantastic, iconic corner of this Monza circuit. Can he go to the top of the times? He goes to the front row, 3 tenths off the pace. It's a Mercedes front row lockout as it stands.
Yeah, Mercedes are too OP. Need to slow them down. I mean, I would not mind in real life Mercedes AMG Petronas Formula 1 Team 1-2, it must be said. But it's becoming a bit too predictable in SLR, it must be said. We've had 2 already this season in Division 2, and we could potentially get a good chance at 1 in Division 3. Although the way Div 3's gone so far this season,
Gregors
would not directly bet for it. Yeah, Breggers. Just as I was saying that Breggers very much throws the cat amongst their pigeons and pops car to P2.
Yeah, that was a fantastic lap. I was right on board with that for the final half, and it looked very much on the limit for Gregors there. Shoots that RB up to second place. I'm going to go on board with Parswell tonight, because I've just noticed as well he is replacing Fat Ted, I believe, for the evening, or Baggy is one of the way around. I can't really remember. And he has not really got any ERS left at all to really attack this final sector. We'll stick on board.
Yeah, this is a bit of a mismanagement of ERS. I saw his first sector, thought this is really quick compared to the other drivers, then saw his battery. So Parzival definitely is going to lose a lot of time in this final sector, but let's see where it puts him still. Still goes into P5, even though he had no battery for about 20-odd seconds in the final sector.
Solid lap there from Parswell to get into the top 5.
Moley's on another lap on the same set.
His teammate's on a good lap as well. He's going 3 tenths up. Is Colden could potentially shoot himself into the top 3 here. Colden crosses the line, goes into the top 3, finds nearly 4 tenths of a second. Colden is on one this evening.
He is. And Moley's on one, but in a different way with how much he's fueled up on this first soft set. This is an odd strategy. Some may call it sandbags by the championship leader to try and stay in the division or something, even though he's got a big championship lead. Marcy's quality pace, he's gone into P6 with 5 lap-old softs. Those softs will be on about 30%, as we found out earlier, that they absolutely shred very, very quickly.
Yeah.
So that is a very good effort, it must be said, from Moley. But being outdone by half a second to his teammate so far.
Yeah, I mean, I would not have called that at all coming into this evening, with all due respect. But Colden into the top 3, only 2.5 tenths, a little under, off the pace. On board with last week's pole sitter, Ted Punisher at the moment, OG James, whatever we want to call him, is going around the parabolica, the final corner. Can he improve in his lap time? He's about half a second up, going through the middle sector. He crosses the line now, and only finishes 2.5 tenths up in his lap time. Doesn't improve his position, though.
Well, actually, it's the Curve Alberetta, I think you'll find.
Alright, shut up.
But of course, very well known as the Parabolica. Petronas also crossed the line in the Alpine car and put himself into the top 5 as well, whilst Punisher had just finished his lap. Petronas right behind him.
On board with Gaza Bridger. I think we'll stick with him for this lap. Her fan favourite, I think, in Division 3 as of late. He's currently inside the top 10 at the moment. But no, he's backed off his laps, so never mind. We'll head off to someone else then. As Baggy Fan, I think he's just started his lap, actually. I think someone went fine in the order. Charisma goes to the top of the times. Hello, 120.2. He's got a 10th and a half clear.
Completely to the top of the times. Charismic maybe did that lap in stealth mode, because neither of us saw that at all. But yeah, P1 from the Kicksauber driver certainly had pace, but got hit with a post-race penalty in the first round for using a lot of AI in qualifying, I believe it was. No, not in qualifying, it was under the safety car in Belgium. Yeah, race 2. You got, and then, I don't know, I think featured reasonably near the front in race 3, but yeah, I'm not too surprised that Charismic's got that pace, but there we go. Can Bad Otter respond? He's going through the middle sector now, and I think he found a 10th in the first.
Yeah, about a 10th and a half it was as he goes through second Lesmo. That was very close.
Gregors is the one to look out for. He is 4 tenths up.
Oh, we've got on board with the RB then. He's heading towards the Parabolica, the final corner. Can he find any more time? Because if it was to end like this, he would go flying to the top of the times ahead of Charismic, who we've just seen go to the top. Can the Visa Cash App RB shoot his car up to the top of the times here in Monza? He can.
Yes, he
by
can.
a 10th and a half. Great lap there. But what about Bad Otter, though? He was on pole position earlier on in this session. He now rounds that same Parabolica corner. Can he shoot that Mercedes to the front of the field? Yes, he can. Half a 10. Oh, this is an amazing qualifying session so far. So close between the top drivers.
Legendary Danny D's on a lap as well. Can he challenge his teammate? Crossing the line now.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
99 from Legendary Danny D. The first man into the 19s this evening. It's a Mercedes front row lockout once again.
Indeed it is. And yeah, I mean, I think that was 4 purple laps in a row in the space of about a minute, and we do love to see that. It has to be said. And we're not even in the final stages of quali yet.
No, we've got one more run to go in this qualifying session. 4 minutes left on the clock, as you can see the top left-hand side of your screen. I don't think we've got anyone on a lap time at the moment. They appear to be either be on in laps, out laps, or in the pit lane. I think SLR Moley,
Gazza's pushing for one.
Yeah, we got
Gazza's pushing for one. He decided to go out. He decided to go and keep on pushing, which I think is a bit bizarre because Gazza is Gazza is on 3 lap old tyres and would have had enough time to go into the pits and put on another set, but he's decided to continue his lap on this set. Although look at how close the gap is between, say, him and Petronas in P6. All he has to do is find half a second, Gazza, and it's looking quite smooth in the first 2 sectors at the moment, and Gazza will put himself potentially right up there as a reasonable challenger near Colden.
We will see. 1.3
It's been
seconds
clean.
off at the moment.
It's been clean in the first sector and in the second
Decent
sector.
middle, yeah. 2.5 tenths up. This could shoot him inside, potentially even the top 8, maybe even the top 7, depending on his final sector. Decent Ascara chicane there. Then he got one more corner to go, but it could be a make or break corner for Gaza here to find a little bit more time or to maybe lose time. We will see. We'll stick on board with the McLaren man as he heads towards the Parabolica and round the Parabolica, the 11th corner, the final corner here at Monza. Can he shoot his McLaren anywhere near the top of the times? Crosses the line now, goes into P7. Decent lap there from Gaza Bridge. Found another 10th in the final sector.
Yes, he did. The person I'm currently looking at is our championship leader, SLR Moley. And we said that he went out on quite old tyres at the beginning of the session to try and do a few laps on them. He's come out on a fresh set near the end of quali and is absolutely gunning it here, but has not found as much time as I perhaps thought he would. And he's been a bit of a hash of the Ascari chicane as well. He's getting a tow from Maxwell, interestingly. I know those two are good friends and clearly working together quite well. As Stars Orphan has retired, I believe that's in the pit lane. But I see how good that lap is in the end from Moley. It's not that much of an improvement. It's only P9.
Yeah, that could be the championship leaders qualifying session over and done with then. He's P9 as it stands 1.1 seconds off the pace. Both Red Bulls are retired, and Rico from Penguins of Madagascar and Stars Orphan in P10 and P11. Good evening, SLR Liam. Ballotta through the first sector. Is he up in his time? No, he's 2 tenths down. Is Ballotta TV. So he has got time though to go again. Have we got anyone else finishing a lap?
Finishing a lap, Colden, but he's a couple of tenths down, unfortunately. So that lap earlier on in the session from Colden clearly was a very strong one. He's going straight back into the pits. He is done with that lap and will start no higher than P5. Gazza's also continuing on a lap, fueled up massively because he's got enough time to do a 6th lap on those tyres. As Charismic is 4 tenths up, 4.5 tenths up.
Ooh.
Absolutely flying through the first 2 sectors.
We'll head on board with him in a second. Ball with Baggy Fan at the moment. The goat round in the final corner. He's gone flying off at the final corner. That's going to lose him all the time that he gained. Or is it? Is he going to back out of the lap? There he is going to finish the lap. Here goes Baggy Fan. Can he gain some positions? No, he finds the time but couldn't find any more positions. That's Maxwell, Corey, not Charismic. Charismic though, towards the line. Can he get towards the top of the times? Yes, he can. A 1:19.8. He goes half a tenth clear of legendary Danny D, who has just started lap. Ballotta TV peels off into the pit lane. He's going to be a best of P3.
Yes, he is. Bados TV, who was on provisional pole for quite a long time in this session, is in provisional P3 and could find himself even lower than that, as Greg is absolutely throwing it through the De La Rocha chicane. He wants that pole position, as does legendary Danny D, and they are both finding time in Sector 1.
The checkered flag is now out then for qualifying here in Division 3 in SLR. Can anybody stop Charismic at the top of the time? Spider crosses the line. He goes P14 in the end. Let's go on board with Gregors.
Yeah, Gregor's absolutely flying through the first sector. How was it Sector 2 split? I think I just missed it.
He's just down. In the middle sector is the RB. So he needs to find a lot of time here in the final sector if he wants to challenge Charismic.
And he's finding a little bit of time as well.
We'll stick on board with the RB through the final corner then. Checkered flag is out. It's going to be the final laps of the session. Parzival goes up to P7 in the Ferrari. Not a bad qualifying there for the Ferrari driver. But what about Gregors though? Has he found time in the final sector? Goes up into P3 in the end. Danny D is up on his time.
Yes, he is up on his time. He needs to find 7/100ths of a second if he wants to challenge that pole time of Charismic. But it looked like he lost a lot of time in Sector 3. He dropped a bit too low on ERS. And that is Danny D's quali session over as Petronas puts his car into the top 5, displacing Colden. Championship leader SLR Moley, I believe, will be one of the last over the line. But it looks like he's a couple of tenths down. So he's going to be starting P10 here, is he? Yes, he is.
He is. I think everybody has done their laps. Yeah, everybody's finished now. Baggy was just the last one to cross the line. And it is Charismic then, who is on pole position here in Division 3. A great lap right at the end. A 1:19.8 from the kick Sauber. He will be starting on pole position then here for Division 3 here in Monza.
Yes, he will. And it does certainly promise to be a close race up at the front, that is for sure. Top 4 separated by only 0.2 of a second.
Indeed. They are. And, well, there's qualifying over and done with then. I'll be back in a minute. Sam, if you want to, I don't know, talk about Sloppy Joe's, Liverpool, LH, anything like that, feel free.
What I'm going to talk about, as it is Monza, is I'm going to talk about a potential announcement that could be coming in Monza this year in Formula One proper. We could have up to 4 new rookies on the grid next season. We already have one confirmed in the shape of Ollie Behrman, of course, but 3 other rookies potentially. We could have Liam Lawson, depending on Sergio Perez's performance. And let's be honest, Sergio Perez has not been the best this season. We could, of course, have Jack Dern in the Alpine. And then perhaps most significantly, as it will be in by far the best car of the 4 next year, we could have Andrea Kimi Antonelli replacing the greatest Formula 1 driver of all time, Lewis Hamilton, in the Mercedes. And I think that does certainly promise to be a very exciting driver lineup for next season, it must be said. I was just talking about the potential of 4 new rookies in Formula 1 next year.
I know exactly who you're on about, yeah, 100%. We will be back in just a sec for the intro, and then we'll be getting underway for the race. Back in just a moment. So then, here we are then, round 4 of the Division 3 season, and what a racetrack we are at here this evening. It's Monza, and well, they have welcomed us to a fantastic racetrack over the seasons and some fantastic races for sure. And let's have a quick look at the track then, here at Monza. 11 corners, and it is 3.6 miles long, 5.793 kilometres. And we've had some great moments here over the years in real life Formula 1 as well. That record still held by Rubens Barrichello back in 2004. Some fantastic cars it was, and some fantastic drivers we had back on the Formula 1 grid back then. And let's have a look at some of the moments then. Down to turn 1, Hamilton versus Verstappen in 2021. Verstappen tried to go for the move on the inside of turn 2, but he ended up mounting the Mercedes driver, and that was both of their races over and done with then. As we head towards the Curva Grande, there we go. It's Lando Norris versus Charles Leclerc. Norris onto the grass at one point there was the McLaren driver, but with the inside line got the move done on the Ferrari, and into the podium places he went then. And towards the Roger chicane, Lewis Hamilton going around the outside of Lando Norris with the inside line for the following corner. He got that move done just about, avoiding the gravel on the exit, and a great move it was also in that 2021 race. So then, let's have a look at the Pirelli tyre compounds this evening. It should be a medium, hard medium. I doubt we'll see the soft tyres this evening, as tyre wear is not very good at all really with the soft tyres then. So, the race is going to get underway in a few minutes' time. Thank you to everyone who has joined us here for qualifying and for the race as well. Alongside myself, SLR caller tonight is Sam. He's just gone away, so he'll be back in just a moment. We're going to hop over to the chat. And SLR Liam said, I said Pole would be, I think you did actually say a 19.8. Yeah, I think you've actually got that spot on when we talked about it before we went on air. Get your top 3 in the chat while we've got a minute or two before the start of the race. Who do we think is going to take it? I'll get the grid up on the screen. Just going to find out when we are getting underway. We're getting underway at 29, so in just under 2 minutes' time. So fingers crossed Sam is back for then. So let's go through the
2
grid.
minutes, mate.
Oh, there we go. He's all back. We'll go through the grid very quickly. There's Charismatic on pole. Danny D alongside with the Gregors. Ran out the top 3 for the RB team. The second, the Mercedes cars is Bad Otto in P4. Petronas P5. Colin P6. Ted Punisher, another good qualifying from him, is P7. Parzival reserving in tonight. He's P8. Gaza P9. And SLR Moley rounds out the top 10. The championship leader with a poor qualifying. Rico from Penguins of Madagascar is P11. Good evening, SLR Liam. Stars Olfen P12 and the second of the Red Bulls. Hicklin P13. Maxwell, Spider, and Baggy Fan is at the back of the grid then here at Monza for Division 3. Sam, back to yourself.
Yes, Monza, a track full of overtaking opportunities. Temple of Speed, as it's known. As you of course saying, many an incredible moment, and I think as well you touched on the lap record still being held by Rubens Barrichello all the way back 2004 with those, of course, in the refueling era where drivers did flat out stints pretty much setting quali lap after quali lap, especially in the Ferraris. with those Bridgestones being absolutely robust as anything. They could absolutely send it. But on this game, I feel like the drivers are going to have to absolutely send it as well. It's going to be fast, it's going to be furious, and there's going to be carnage. Division 3 is often one of the highlights of the SLR week, so hopefully it should deliver us a good race.
Fingers
Should not be
crossed.
very long until we're getting started, Corey.
Yeah, I think only. Well, it's just 29 now. As we're going to go top three quickly. Liam said Patronus, Mosley, and Hicklin. Got Leg Fry said done my top 3, but outside shout would be Baggy finishing top 6 on the back of the grid. We'll see what he can do and see Liam cheering on Baggy in the chat as well. We should be getting underway any moment now for the race. Of course, no formation lap in this season of SLR because it has been a bit bugged sometimes with tyre warm up. And Sam, I'll hand it over to you because I think we'll be heading to the race start in a few seconds' time.
Yeah, I'm going to quickly do my prediction. I'm going to go with a bit of an oddball. I'm going to go with Colden to win the race. I'm back in my old season 5 Joint Constructors teammate in SLR Colden. I'm going to go with Moley P2, and I'm going to go with Charismic in P3. But we have 5 red lights. And lights out, and we are away. Looks like Charismic has had an absolute flyer as Legendary Danny D is kind of bogged off the line a bit. Already under pressure from Gregors and his teammate. They're going 3 wide into turn 1 for P2. Be careful there, lads. Need to make sure you get through in one piece, and they do so. The Bad Otter and Legendary Danny D managing to get through the Mercedes in P2 and P3, with Gregors dropping down to P4. Further down, Patronus is off.
Yeah, I think he was off at turn 2. Yeah, it was a bit of a strange one. I think he had an awful run through turn 2. I'm not sure if he had contact or not, but yeah, the Alpine driver has gone flying down the order. We've got to move into La Roger chicane. It's Punisher down the inside on Gaza Bridger. Can the Haas driver get the move done? He's round the outside line. The McLaren has had an awful run, but the McLaren has held on to position. He's going to stay P6's Gaza.
Yes, he is. And there's a huge gap between him and P5 already. As in P1, Charismic has nearly almost broken, well, he has broken the DRS on Bad Otter. And Bad Otter's used a lot of battery on this opening lap as well. So I think those drivers going 3 wide in Sector 1 did not help things. And Bad Otter's going to need help from his teammate, Legendary Danny D, if he wants to be able to close back up that gap. But I can see it looks like he's running a lot less battery, it must be said. A lot more straight line speed, I should say, than Charismic. As Charismic's gaining massively in the corners, and Bad Otter is right on him in the straights. It's pretty interesting, this, actually.
In the end of lap 1 is Charismic who leads, and here comes Parswell then. He's just gained a position on Punisher. He's just gained another position on Gaza Bridge Reserve. He's up into 6th place. Punisher's back up to 7th because Gaza is now back down to P8. Is Punisher going to have a look around the outside of Parswell? At turn 1, he's had a little look, but there's not enough room to go for the move. It's Parswell with 2 positions gained, but here comes Gaza Bridger with the inside line. He's going to have the outside line at Curva Grande. He's already got the move done. He's back up into P7.
Indeed he is. Parswell's going to look to try and catch up to the top 5, but unfortunately for him, he does not really have much battery whatsoever. And someone who needs to use his battery, try and close up into the top 4, is Colden, because Colden is kind of in no man's land at the moment. Needs to have that DRS in the top 4 to potentially be kind of dragged along by them. But at the moment, it looks like the top 4 are very much now in their own race. Colden down in P5 on his own. Parswell's already broken the DRS in Gaza Bridger. Just trying to close up to Colden. And then we have the Gaza train. We've had the Trulli train, we now have the Gaza train.
The Gaza train. Punisher is dropping like a stone at the moment. He's just lost position to Spider, heading towards the Astara chicane. And Baggy Fan, I think, might be the biggest winner. But we're going to stay at the front just for now, because we might have a change for the lead. Bad Otter might take the lead, Charisma might hold the lead. But Legendary Danny D is in the best position here, because he's moved fastest lap. He's P3, he's going to go up to P2, but can he go P1?
Oh, it looks like he's being boxed in a little bit by Charisma. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh. Well, that didn't end well. Legendary Danny D, he cannot have escaped that with no damage, surely.
He got damage, he's missed the left-hand side.
180 miles an hour. Charismic has been faced with a 10-second corner cutting penalty after that contact as well. And yeah,
here comes Gregors,
that was
past Danny D, and yeah, he's missing the whole left-hand side of that front wing. The 2 Mercedes did end up colliding then. Danny D had absolutely nowhere to go, didn't want to back off, and they did collide, and it's Danny D who's going to suffer the consequences because he's got to come in for a new front wing. Kariznik has got a 10-second time penalty for corner cutting, and is he going to have to serve that at his stop?
No, you only have to serve like speeding pens and stuff. The corner cutting penalties are not served in the pit stop, so there is a chance that Karizmic may be able to appeal that penalty later on in the race, as it is just a corner cutting penalty. As Colden's got past Danny D, Parsifal's got past Danny D, and I expect Danny D to be pulling into the pits at the end of this lap. Wow, that was carnage into turn 1. I said Danny D got boxed in, and he got more than boxed in. It was like he was in a boxing fight, quite frankly, with how much his car got beaten up into the wall. Basically, do you remember Marcus Ericsson, his crash in practice?
Yes.
It was kind of like that, except his car didn't barrel roll 20 times. So yeah, it's as bad as
he stayed out.
Jesus
Christ, he's going to be hoping for something here, a safety car, more than likely. Here comes Gaza Bridger then. He's closing up to the back of TRR Spider, who's the biggest winner so far! Oh my goodness me, that was so close! I don't know how neither of them have ended up in a barrier there. We've already seen a few cars in the wall. Baggy and Hicklin go side by side. The Ferrari just about goes through. Hicklin's losing for places left, right and centre. But the biggest winner so far is TRR Spider with 8 positions gained on the opening couple of laps.
Indeed. I can only do my best Gary Neville impression a finite number of times in this race, but they're making me do it every lap at this rate because there is so much going on.
Well, we've got to move into Ascari. Gaza Bridge has got the inside line. They're still going side by side through Ascari. There's contact between the two. Gaza Bridge is over the curb. TRR Spider's in the wall.
He's in the wall. He's lost his front wing. And
it's a safety car.
No, safety car. Safety car.
Oh.
Wow. What's everyone going to do? Hard tyres can
get to
the end from this stage, but the top 2 have stayed out.
Oh, they're going to overtake the safety car. They've overtaken the safety car. That is very, very lucky. Gregors has came in. Danny D has obviously come in. As Punisher's got a penalty. No!
Oh.
Danny D is going to go change his front wing, but this now allows everybody, really, who's on the medium tyres to pit for the hards to get to the end of the race. The drivers who start on the hards are in a little bit of trouble now.
Spider and of course legendary Danny D have been bailed out because of this, but Danny D's gone on to another set of mediums. What?
Hey?
I don't understand. Why?
Medium, soft.
No, it just it makes no sense because it's better to go onto the hards anyway because if there's another safety car, just put on a set of mediums. So he's just I don't know.
This is Division 3, so I mean
this is great indeed. But all the top guys stay out. Like, if you're someone in that top 5, you see how many people pit, and you do pass the safety car, you think, I do need to pit here. You do.
We'll stick on board with the drivers at the front, see if they peel off into the pit lane.
Because hards can make the end of the race, and that is the key.
Can see on the left-hand side, everyone from 10th and below, they've came in for fresh tyres. Danny D is the only one who hasn't pitted for the hard compound of tyres. Rico and Hicklin were the only two to start on the hard.
And also had another opportunity to box and hasn't taken it again.
As into the pit lane now, Parsifal has also stayed out. Colden has stayed out. Hicklin, I very much hope, will stay out. Yes, he will. Baggy Fan also stayed out. So Karizmic is the only one inside the top 10 who has came in. Maybe he thinks he's going to serve his 10-second penalty, and he is.
Oh, he is. That's odd. Because I had a race. I had a race. Earlier. No. I did a race kind of just for fun. I think I was practicing actually, and I practiced against the AI, and I straight lined the first chicane because I was starting on a different tyre to the AI, and I didn't want them to absolutely swamp me. And when I did that, they did not serve a 10-second penalty for speeding. So, no, for cutting the corners. So,
very
inconsistency. But it's actually not really cost him anything. Because he would have come out 1 position above Gregors, and he's come out 8.7 seconds behind him. Yeah. And they're going to catch the safety car anyway.
Yeah, it's going to be be interesting to see how this plays out. Yeah, just joining us now. We've got a safety car in this race. We had TRR Spider put it in the barriers after going side by side with Gaza Bridger through Ascari. He lost his front wing. He's still in the race, though, thankfully. And we'll be getting back underway at the end of next lap. It's going to be Battles to TV who's going to get us back underway. As you can see on the left-hand side, the top 8 are yet to pit in this race. So Gregors could potentially be our net race leader.
And yeah, what Golden Egg Fryer said, guess an early safety car in the next 5 laps will give them fresher hards, and a later one can give them softs. Well, the softs last about 4 laps, so I highly doubt that. And if there's a safety car in a few laps, well, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 drivers on new hards. And if it comes in, if safety car comes out saying like 2 or 3 laps, then they'll be behind all of those hard runners anyway. Whereas if Battle and Petty would have just come out P8 and would have probably been, well, he'd be a lot quicker than people like Parzival, Cold, and Hicklin, Baggy, Bodie, Maxwell ahead of him. So to me, at least, it's a bit of a no-brainer. But we did see it was in Belgium where there were multiple safety cars, and staying out did end up being the right decision because safety cars cause safety cars, and there were many.
Definitely so. We're going to get any more here tonight. We're only on lap 7 of 27 so far, so we'll have 20 laps to go when we cross the line. I've nearly finished this Peroni already. It was supposed to last me the whole bloody race, so I might have to go down another one. But yeah, we're getting back underway at the end of this lap. TRR Spider will catch up to the train, so the Aston Martin safety car will peel off. It will be Bad Otter to get us underway then. Here in Monza, and why people stayed out, as Defiant said. Yeah, I think that's funny enough. That's the topic we've just kind of been on about. It's a bit of a strange one, to be fair, but maybe they're hoping for a later safety car in the race. They will have fresher tyres at the end, potentially better grip, better speed. But yeah, at this point, it's definitely a strange decision to stay out, especially if you're medium tyre.
What the fuck? I just watched. I'm sorry for the F-bomb, but TR Spider just overtook Gaza Bridger on the grass in the safety car. I'm gonna have to clip that.
Please do.
Because you've not seen that from your point of view.
No.
But I was just on board with him. I was just flicking through because he was the last person to catch. And I don't know whether Gaza's broken ahead of him or something, and Spider has just launched himself onto the grass. He gave up the position. Presumably, he was having to take avoiding action from the McLaren ahead of him. But
well,
that was
the Rock in the chat. Spider's dad, I'm right, has said he was not happy with that move. Heard him shouting so much. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Especially with what we've just, what Seb's just seen as well. Bad Otter then will get us back underway here at Monza. When he's going to go, he's gone now. Has he caught Parzival napping? Yes, he has. He's gone up to 7/10 already. Parzival could potentially be under threat on this main straight, but Hicklin's going to be the one under threat from Baggy Fan.
Yeah, they're both absolutely draining their battery, and someone keeping a watching brief is Moley and Maxwell, as Rico's had a bit of a shaky restart as well. That's not good news for the drivers who are on that hard compound tyre, that new hard compound tyre, as Maxwell's gone very deep there. Oh, my clip's uploaded, so I'm gonna send it to you in the DMs as well. As I do think you need to see it.
Hicklin! What the hell's just happened to Hicklin? Oh wait, I thought I just saw him on the grass for some reason. He's going back down the inside of Baggy at Lesmo 1, and he's made it work. What? He's going to be 3 wide. They're still going to be side by side through Lesmo 2. No, Baggy backs out of it, but look at Moley lurking in the background, thinking about getting both of them. He pulls to the right hand side of the Ferrari. You can see the RB of Hicklin flying himself away. Baggy backs out of it. Moley's up into P5. Hicklin is up into 4th.
Yes, he is, and these guys have lost 2.5 seconds to the top 3, and it is a top 3 this time, as Colden's staying with them very well this time. But here we are, Moley on Hicklin. And yeah, Hicklin's just racing the vibes here. He's just making moves
Baggy!
When no one would dare make a move. Baggy on the inside. Oh, this is great content. Baggy versus Hicklin, battle of the century. Maxwell was just driving on the grass.
Fuck me, sorry for my language, but that was so close. I thought he was ending up in the wall. Rico! Oh, they're 3 wide behind as well. What the hell is going on down into turn 1? This is absolute content.
Oh! Someone's on their wing.
It's Danny D!
Chris Mick. Oh,
Danny
D's
D's lost
it
the
as well.
same bit of front wing he lost before.
Oh, no.
Oh, they're 3 wide again. They're 3 wide at the back. Oh, doing Curva Grande, they go. It's Stars Orphan round the outside of TR Spider. Can he get the move done into Roger Chicane? He's got the inside line. Gaza Bridger trying to send it round the outside of the Red Bull. It'd be a great move to make it work. Yes, he can.
Wow. I think I now see an additional reason why the top guys, like Bad Otter, elected not to pit. Because these guys have made absolutely no ground here, and there is so much fighting. It looks like an obstacle course, quite frankly. Because this is carnage. As Charismic's going to make the move on Maxwell. Is Maxwell going to let his teammate go? Yes, he is. So Charismic, the first of the pit stoppers, to...
Got chase for the lead. Here comes Parkerville. He takes the lead of the race then from Van Otter with DRS. He clears off out in front here at Monza.
He clears past Baggy again. And is Charismic going to have a look as well? Charismic needs to make these moves quickly. As Legendary Danny D is past Maxwell despite the damage.
Baggy!
Having another look at Higlin.
Oh, it's a send. It's a big send. But Hicklin with the inside. Baggy with the outside. Got it done.
Wow. I'll send you the clip, by the way, of whatever incident. But I think this is too good to miss, though.
It is. This is
because
Hicklin's coming back.
Still going on.
Here comes Charismic. This is fantastic. Division 3 is where it's at this season. This is fantastic racing between everyone up and down the field. The top 3 are cleared off. It's 5 seconds.
Yeah, 5 seconds. They're in each other's DRS, and they are going to be very comfortable.
Oh, Danny
and Charismic is nearly going to be comfortable because he's nearly going to break head. No, he's not going to break head of Hicklin because Hicklin's using more battery. Charismic's not escaped yet.
Petronas.
Petronas has lost got Maxwell.
Maxwell's got off the road. Oh, that was so close. I don't know how on earth they didn't come together there. That was so close. But here comes TR Spider, going to make the move on Hammers. Might make the move on Gregors into the final corner. Punisher round the outside is still there. He's off the road. Is the Haas.
Oh, here through goes Gaza Bridger as well. And I think Charismic's the guy to watch at the moment.
Oh, they're battling for the lead! They're battling for the lead! They nearly made contact, but Bad Otter's now taking the lead. I don't know where to look at the moment. This is crazy. Petronas has made the move on Baggy. He sent it as well. Up into P9. It is happening everywhere. Punisher and Gaza Bridge are still going side by side. They head towards Curva Grande. Still side by side. Greg is side by side with Baggy ahead. Boy, this is absolutely brilliant. Gaza around the outside of Curva Grande is up into P13 now.
Top 3 are fighting really hard as well, actually. They went side by side, I think, on the exit of Della Rogia.
Wow. We're on board with the top 3 now. Parzival leads this race on Bad Otter TV from Colden, who's done a brilliant job to get in this DRS and to maintain it as well. They have lost a bit of time to the cars behind because it is now under 4 seconds to Rico in the Red Bull. As Danny D has made the move on Hicklin with DRS, he's now up into 7th place.
You're going to have a look at Baggy.
Danny D's now got a penalty.
You can have a look at Spider. Baggy penalty.
Bad Otter's going to go for the lead in the final corner. No, he's not. He's going to back off. He knows he's going to get DRS.
Crashed on the exit of Ascari. But he's alright.
Here comes Spider on Baggy fan. To the final corner they go. Spider's up in the P11. Gaza Bridger to the inside of Baggy. He's made it work, to be fair.
He has. That was an aggressive move for Spider.
Punisher's now
pulled into the pits.
Oh my goodness me, here comes Punisher. Up into P12 potentially, heading down the main straight. You can see Gaza used his ERS. He's going to hold on to that 12th place now.
Yes, he is, but for how much longer? Because these have been swapping positions so many times.
So we're just having a look at the gap to leading quickly. Charismic, who is the first of the drivers on the fresh tyres, he's only 5.3 seconds away from the race lead as it stands. So he's very much within the pit window. Rico's got an awful exit. He's into the gravel at La Roger Chicane through Lesmo 1, and it's Charismic now up into 4th place.
Yes, it is, but Rico will be getting a sweet help and a DRS. And we'll be looking to go straight back past. He's burning. Love this. Love this. Drivers in Division 3, even though they're on older tyres. They want to fight. They want to scrap. And I respect it. Here comes
Gaza. Oh, he's on the grass! Round the outside of Oh my goodness me, went onto the grass to try and go past Hero House Spider. The brake marker boards have been absolutely decimated from the
Gaza
Ascara
versus
chicane.
Spider is a very, very fantastic new rivalry that we have
I am
discovered.
loving every second of it so far. And look at this battle for P4 at the moment. They're probably going to change to the race lead. But here comes Charismic. Here comes Danny D. Here comes Hicklin on Moley, who's now into the pit lane. That's his first stint over and done with. But Danny D is going to gain up to P5. Charismic P4. Rico is dropping like a stone. He might even lose out to Hicklin. Is he going to break late the RB? He's having a look down the inside of contact between the two.
Thankfully he ghosted, otherwise that could have been a far worse crash than it was. And the top two are fighting hard for some reason.
Bad Otter to
Even though
the
they're completely on
inside.
their pit lap.
Gets it done into the back into the race lead. This is honestly, I don't know where on earth to look because it's just happening up and down the field here.
Yeah, I don't know either. It's everything's happening.
Oh, Petronas was having a look at the inside of Lesmo 2 on Rico. Has he got DRS to Red Bull? He does, but he might be defenceless because Petronas with the ARS, with the slipstream, is gaining towards the Ascara chicane. But no, he isn't going to be close enough to send it from that far back. He's going to have to wait until the main straight. We've got a few seconds to breathe.
We do, but not for long. Rico's had an awful exit, and Petronas and Gregors have flown past. And you know, still there, still looking for a move, and will go for that move. SLR Hicklin.
That's a
down the
send!
inside of Parabolica.
Oh, the RB is still side by side with the sister car, the bigger car, the Red Bull. They're still going to go side by side on the main straight. We've got some of the top cars in now. The top three all pitted on that lap. They're still side by side. Rico and Hicklin down the main straight. They head towards turn one now. Who's going to come out ahead? They've got a battle going on ahead as well. Who breaks the laces? It looks like it's the Red Bull, but Rico with the inside line. Over the curb, it's like Verstappen and Hamilton, but except this time they don't mount each other, and it's SLR Hicklin who just about gets ahead.
Wow. This battle is still continuing though. Rico is only 2/10 behind, and they are fighting hard. And out in front, despite that damage, legendary Danny D has found himself in the DRS of Charismic and is in P2. I bet if you told him he was going to be in P2 at this stage of the race a few laps ago, he would
poor
not believe
exit
you.
for Petronas going down the second of the DRS straights here at Monza. It's Gregors who pulls to the right hand side and pulls into third place now, ahead of the Alpine driver.
Yeah, Gregors is going to look to try and slingshot himself up towards the leading two as well. And Gregors definitely could be in the fight for this win if he gains enough time on this straight and gets into that DRS. But at the moment it doesn't look like he is.
So we're going to go back to the front, I think, in a second. Probably to the FPS drop. Happening again, don't happen now. Happening everywhere. Back on board with Danny D then down the main straight. Is he going to retake the lead of this race? He has to pit again, of course, start of the medians. He's pitted for the medians. He's got to switch to the another compound towards the end of this race. We're on lap 15 and 27 and we're having a change for the lead. Charismic and Danny D going side by side through the first chicane, and the Mercedes driver makes his way through into the lead of the Italian Grand Prix.
It's so funny that you have the three drivers in a situation where in either of the other divisions, especially McEwen, someone would let someone else go.
Spider's into the wall! I don't know what on earth just happened there, but he's gone flying into the barriers.
Who's that?
I think it was Spider again. I don't know if he had contact with Rico or Gaza, but that was just a strange place to have an incident.
There's no strange places to have an incident in this division, mate. There's no strange places at all. But yeah, like these drivers, they'll go side by side anywhere. They'll go side by side on their pit lap, lose a second. They'll do whatever. Oh, he's lost it for Ascari, but he's all right. And through goes Gregors, and Petronas is somehow in the battle for the race lead as well.
Welcome Petronas to the battle. Gregors was just waiting for that moment from Danny D, and he's made the absolute most of it. Spider has made his way past Rico now, lost that position earlier on in the lap. He's now up into the top six. We're going to go to the back to the battle for the front. Danny D is off into the pit lane. Think he's got damage to his front wing. Petronas is now up into third.
He had damage for 10 laps, mate. He had damage on from the safety car restart.
I forgot about that. Oh, they're defending hard into turn one. Look at that Spider weaving down the straight. Is he going to go for the move? No, he's not. But the RB's gone very deep of Hicklin.
Yeah, Spider's going to have a bit of space on the outside and a lot more battery and fresher tyres, but Hicklin is still fighting hard Spider just needs to clear Hicklin, and that is it. That is all of the guys that need to pit cleared.
Great move there from Spider to get ahead of SLR. Hicklin made the error at turn 2, and the Alpine has made the most of it. Alpine 3rd and 4th at the moment with Petronas in the podium places.
Yeah, Spider's now just got to hope that the top 3 battle with each other a lot, because the gap's 3 seconds, which isn't an awful lot. But to be honest, I think Hicklin's going to want to try and get past him. If I know Hicklin, he's just loves sending it. He just wants to have some fun at this stage of the race, Hicklin.
Exactly, that's what it's all about at the end of the day. But yeah, this Hicklin is very much enjoying himself out there, closing back up to Spider once again. Petronas at the moment on for back-to-back podiums. Finished P3 last week in Portimao. Can he match that, or maybe even better that, here in Monza tonight? We'll find out in about 11 laps time when they cross the line. SLR Hicklin down the main straight, closing up. But we're going to have a change to the lead. Here comes Gregors, rinsing his battery as well as Charismic. Can he take the lead into turn 1? Goes to the inside, does the RB. Gregors is going to be our new race leader, is he? Because Charismic tries to hold it, but he can't. Too deep there from the RB. That's going to allow the kick sour back up the inside and potentially a good run towards Curva Grande we go.
Yeah, through Curva Grande and now up towards the Della Rosa chicane, and Charismic does decide to back out. So they've had enough of this crazy battling for a little while. And interestingly, Parzival's lost a lot of time to Bad Otter, and since they've come out the pits, Bad Otter's gapped them by a few seconds. And with those much fresher hard tyres, Bad Otter's going to try and close in on the rest of the pack.
It's going to start to quiet down a little bit now. Some of the gaps are now starting to open up, but look at Petronas closing up to the back of Charisma again as we go towards Ascari. He is going to think better of it, as he should wait to the main straight if he is going to go for the top 3 at the moment, separated by just under a second here in Division 3. Very similar to what it was last night between P2 P4 at some stage of the race. But yeah, the top 3 are cleared off, and we've got the battle for P4 as well between I think 4 cars.
Yep, Hickman's still in that train, even though he's on those older tyres. And Bridger's up there. Could be on for his first points of the season if he keeps it pointing in the right direction. As Petronas decided, I want to be in at least P2, and has overtaken Charismic.
Yes, he has. He
This 3-way battle for P1 could turn spicy by the end of the race.
Going out in this race, very much reaching the climax now here in Monza in Division 3. It's been a fantastic race so far, full of some great battling. And who is going to come out on top? If it was Duran like this, it would be Gregors, Petronas and Charismic. Your top 3 fastest lap of the race at the moment is going to Bad Otter TV, 122.4. Can anyone beat that in this stage of the race? Rico's going down the inside of turn 3. Turn 1.
Spider's just gone off, and he's rejoined the track horrendously. Oh no! Oh, that is an awful rejoin. Gazza has just hit his rear end as Spider had an off of the Della Rosa chicane, and then clearly forgot that his car had mirrors, because he went 90 degrees pretty much straight into the path of Gazza Bridger. Gazza's got damage.
Oh, side by side, Ascari, the lead. Gregors and Petronas, round the outside goes the Alpine. Here comes Charismic. Oh my goodness me, he's nearly ended up in the wall there as Gregors. Charismic up into second place. That was a fantastic battle, just about caught the end of it. But the top 3 scrapping it out hard for the lead here.
Yes, they are. But wow, if I'm Gazza Bridger, I am heated right now after what I just saw there. That was something that is certainly going to go to the stewards, it must be said. That's like the 3rd time that they've had a little thing together this race. As a yellow flag, and that is Maxwell, who's had a bit of a spin.
Gazza's in the pit lane.
He's doing
now.
a 5-point turn. Yeah, Gazza's in the pit lane. That will be to change that front wing.
I mean, unfortunately, for Spider, the Rots called it. He literally said earlier on, not a bad recovery drive from Spider so far. He'll crash soon. Well, unfortunately, that is precisely what happened. And yeah, that has ruined Gazza's
get Gregors on the inside of Lesmo 1.
Ooh. Move there for the lead. And you would not see this in the top division whatsoever. This is what I absolutely love about the lower tiers, because you wouldn't see any, like I said, you wouldn't see any of this in the top tier.
Yeah, we're boring.
We are. I mean, if we go like within 2 feet of each other, we're afraid we're just going to crash into each other, and that's it.
There is no fear of crashes here. Hicklin is actually holding his own really well in P4. Shame he can't do a no stop.
Oh, hang on a minute. We might be 3 wide potentially heading towards the Scari in a minute because Spider's just about got past Carswell. Colden is in the mix. Can he overtake the Ferrari as they head towards the Ascara chicane? No, he's a bit too far back. There'll be a bold one there from Colden. He's going to wait behind. We're going to go back to the front though because I think we're going to get a round. I've lost count now.
Round 200 of some kind of fighting. As Charismatic retakes the lead. That was a bit more of a cleaner one, it has to be said.
Bad Otter's holding his own against Punisher at the moment. They're going to go side by side as Carswell is P8 as Spider's now off into the pit lane potentially with damage. Colden's focused against Carswell. Bad Otter has made the move on Punisher. And yeah, it's calmed down a little bit now.
Yes, it has. And here's a thought. I need to have a look at their last laps. Just to compare. A 22.8 versus a 24.1. That's over a second a lap that Bad Otter is gaining. Can he get to this pack of leaders by the end of the race, Bad Otter? He's got 12.4 seconds to make up on them. And if they keep on scrapping, with 7 laps to go, it will need to gain an awful lot, near 2 seconds a lap. But if they keep on fighting, is there an outside shot that Bad Otter is just about still in the fight for this race win?
It is definitely not over just yet for Bad Otter, but of course track his progress. Biggest winner of the race is SLR Hicklin at the moment. P4, 9 positions gained. We're going to go back to the lead though because his teammate Gregors is looking to retake the lead heading down into turn 1.
Yep. This time they're doing it a lot more sensibly. But Gregors is going to go deep.
Oof.
Oh, he's had a bit of a wobble. And they go side by side again. Oh,
Caragone re-go. Who's it going to be?
This
Charismatic
is
or
exactly
Gregors?
what Bad Otter wants. This is exactly what Bad Otter wants. A little bit of fighting between them. They're using their battery, but they're not really gaining time from it because they are just fighting this hard.
Wow. Great battling again at the front. As you said, Bad Otter will be loving this. It's now under 12 seconds for the lead. He is gaining. He's in clear red. Needs to catch up to Stars Open for any chance to try and get towards the front 3. But we're going to have 6 laps to go. When we cross the line here in Division 3 at Monza, it's still Gregors out in front, holding off Charismatic, holding off Patronus. The top 3 at the moment, they are clear by 5.5 seconds. But here comes Patronus towards the Ascara chicane. He's going to be a late one, but he's got it done regardless. He's up into 2nd place.
Oh yes, he is. Charismatic taking a lot of curve for Ascari. And clearly was a bit unsettled because he had to take to the grass because he just did not see Petronus coming, and Petronus has moved himself up into P2. I can't call out of these 3 who's going to finish at the head of this trio at this current moment because they're incredibly unpredictable.
Very much are. And look at Charismatic with a straight line speed, gaining on Patronus, gaining but not gaining enough. Petronus not gaining enough on Gregors either. They're going to stay as you were, heading down into turn 1, but we're going to go on board with Rico because he's battling hard with SLR Moley for the final point. He's going to have DRS on him, heading down into the first corner. Should be a pretty easy move for Rico on fresh mediums as well. With DRS, with Slipstream, this is the battle for 2 points at the moment here in Division 3. Let's say Danny D with the new fastest lap on those hard. Rico to the inside line of SLR Moley. It's going to be potentially a late one, but gets it done anyway.
Charismatic's just picked up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, and that could be crucial for his race because with them so close, as that is retirement in the pit lane for Spider. Yeah, with them being this close, that pretty much removes all chance of Charismatic winning this race.
Very much hands, yeah. Looking at the gap to Bad Otter, it's hovering at around 11.5 seconds. So the DRS is very much helping the cars at the front of the field to hold on. The Bad Otter is really starting to gain on Stars Orphan now, so he could potentially finish P4 if he gets the hammer down a bit more.
Yes, he could, Bad Otter. And the gap's not coming down that much to the top guys, so I do think that very much is Bad Otter fighting for P4 and P4 alone. But in saying that, there is still a couple of laps where there can be a safety car.
Oh, 3 wide! Oh, here we go! Charismatic with a double overtake. Retakes the lead here at Monza. He knows he's got a 3-second penalty though, so he will drop to the back of the train. What a send from Patronus. He's gone too deep as the kick Sauber. And Petronus now takes the lead of the race.
Wow, Charismatic clearly trying a bit of a Hail Mary, trying to get trying to get up there and hopefully, for his sake, get that gap. Oh! Sunday into that corner, and now Charismic is having a look at Petronus.
I just switched on board with Balotta for a second there, and I missed the move. Petronus now back up into second place. Balotta with a penalty. No, that's going to ruin his chances for battling for P4. He will now probably finish P6 after all that. He's made the move done on Stars Orphan. Here comes Petronus trying to retake the lead of the race like he did into turn 1 with Charisma going too deep towards the Ascara chicane. It's Petronus back in the front here in Monza.
I think Gregors is going to be leading the race by the time we get to turn 1 though. He's on a full battery and we saw what happened last lap. So I think we could be aiming for, well, round I've lost count, as we said. Is Gregors going to have a go or not?
Starting lap 25, I think now. Sorry, lap 24 in this race. Here goes Charismic. He retakes the lead. Is Gregors going to use any of that battery? No, he's not even deploying any of it at all. Is the RB. He's going to stay in P3. I think he knows he just needs to get ahead of Patronus and he could win this race. He's got a fantastic exit as the RB. They're going to go side by side through Curva Grande. Who's going to get ahead? The RB pulls ahead of the Alpine. Gregors is into the net race lead.
Yes, he is. And crucially, has to make sure that he does not let Charismic go, as that is surely a corner cut from Gregors. Surely he's close to a penalty himself now.
He's just about to stay within a second. It's gone up to 8/10, but he shouldn't have much to worry about. But one thing he will have to worry about is Gregors has got a boatload full of BRS. You can see on the dashboard at the bottom of your screen, it's about full. So he's got a lot to deploy. Petronus using all of he's got to try and stick with him. 7.5/10. Gregors should lead the race as when they start lap 25. Well, when they head down to turn 1 on lap 25. But Charisma, of course, with that 3-second time penalty, will drop him down to P3.
Yes, it will. And at this current moment, Charismic, he's just hoping that one of the others gets a pen. He's just hoping that the others potentially come together and something happens as Hicklin is still out on that same set of hard tyres.
Here comes Gregors then, yeah, he's having a mega stint, is Hicklin. 23 lap old hards. Here comes Gregors though on 20 lap old mediums. Oh, they're still side by side down the main straight. They nearly did bang wheels. Charismic will hold on to the race lead. I think he knows he wants to stick behind the kick Sauber going on to the final lap and just use that DRS, very reminiscent of myself and Roller on Thursday.
Yeah, absolutely. Does have to be careful because any kind of mistake and potentially you could lose the DRS and then be under threat as Hicklin is finally boxed from his hard compound tyres onto a set of softs.
Just realised Balotta can still actually finish P4 here because he's now pulled a 2.3 second gap to Stars Orphan. So even with that penalty, Balotta isn't going to lose out.
Yeah, those fresher hards matter an awful lot. But like we said, the safer call was to pit. As those who did pit, even though they had a lot of carnage to make their way through.
Baggy fastest lap, take the bow. 1:21.9. You can have that, everybody else. Baggy fan takes the fastest lap of the race. I hope to God no one nicks it off in Hicklin. I am watching
Hicklin, yep.
No, then.
Could be Hicklin's fastest lap.
We're about to
I was looking at ERS. Petronas has regained a bit as well.
He has, but Gregors still has not used any of his that he's had for the past few laps. We now about to start the penultimate lap here at Monza in Division 3. It's been a crack over a race so far. Gregors pulls to the right hand side of Charismic. Is going to take the lead here on the penultimate lap. Now surely he's going to absolutely rinse every bit of banter. Maybe save a bit for the final lap if he can't pull it, but maybe try and pull DRS.
Yeah, it's bold at Monza. There's so many places to slipstream.
Oh, he's had a bad exit, Charismic. That's going to help him. It's now up to 7/10.
Yeah, Gregors is burning now. That 26. This is crucial because he needs to make sure that Charismic and crucially Petronas do not get too close.
Not over until it's over. Lap and a half to go here in Division 3. We still don't know who's going to win at the moment. It's going to be Gregors. Penalty free as well. He's 7.5 clears. Petronas has made a mistake. He's now outside of DRS range of Charismic. This could be race over and done with now.
Yes, it could be. Petronas needs to use every last ounce of DRS that he's got to just give himself a chance to fight with the top two. But at the moment, it looks like it's very much Gregors' race to lose.
For with Hardwell at the moment in the Ferraris on the fresher hard compound tyre compared to Stars Off, and they head towards the Ascara chicane. The Ferrari goes to the right hand side. Hardwell is up into P5 after a mega comeback now on those hard tyres, but it's not done for the race lead on track anyway. Can Petronas get back within a second? It's going to be so tight as they reach the detection point. I think he's just about got it. It's not over yet.
Yeah, it absolutely isn't. These top two could still come together as they are using absolutely everything they've got as we head on to the final lap now. Petronas does have DRS, which could keep him a little bit closer as Charismic is going up the inside of Gregors. So Charismic is going to take the lead, but Gregors goes deep.
He doesn't need to fight. He doesn't need to fight.
Really careful, they've got wheels a little bit, and Petronas is now right behind them. So here we go. Gregors goes a little bit defensive. Petronas just about a tenth of a second behind him. And Gregors, about half a lap ago, we thought he had this race won, but not yet. Petronas can still make this move, can still win this race, as Gregors has made a bit of a mistake. Charismic looks to be comfortably winning this race on track, unless something else happens. But the real battle that we're interested in, because of Charismic's penalty, is whether Petronas can get close enough to Gregors to get this race victory. He's got to just send it now.
He hasn't had the best of exit out of Lesmo 2. Here we go, they're going to stick on board with the Alpine using every bit of battery he's got. But you can see Gregor's got a load more battery compared to the Alpine driver. They head towards the Ascara chicane for one more time here at Monza in Division 3. We've had a brilliant race, battles up and down the field for the whole of the 27 laps. In the end, it's going to be Charismic who's going to take it on track. But is it going to be Gregors? Can he hold on towards the final corner? Only a little bit more to go now. They pitted early under that first safety car. It has very much paid off for them as Parzival picks up a 3-second penalty that's going to drop him behind Stars Orpham. We're now round the final corner for the 27th and final time here at Monza. Charismic wins on track, but it's going to be Gregors who takes the race win in Division 3. Petronas, back-to-back podiums for him. He will finish P2. Charismic, after his penalty, will drop to third. Bannock P4 in the end. He pitted late on. But wow, what a race, especially at the front of the field.
Yes, Stars Orphan with an excellent P5 as well, it has to be said. But yeah, just 0.4 of a second separating the top two.
As it's not over, P13, Baggy Fan has got past Punisher now towards the Ascara chicane. He's up to P13, he's Baggy Fan. Let's have a look at penalties, if it makes a difference. No, Baggy's got 15 seconds, okay, never mind. But he's giving a contact, Punisher's in the wall!
Punisher's in the wall!
It does matter, it does matter. Baggy is going to get P13 at the end.
Wow, Punisher. That is not the way you want to end your race, unfortunately. Clouting to the barrier and somehow manages to avoid retiring his car.
We've got a car park going towards the Della Rocha chicane now. I'm not sure why, but they're all slowing down. But wow, what a brilliant battles, race, whatever you want to call that was. Gregors is your race winner here in Division 3. Petronas, back-to-back podiums for him. And it's Charismic, P3, the championship leader, SLR Moli. Only finished P8 in the end. He still leads the championship after the end of the evening, but his advantage has very much gone down now.
Maxwell crawls over the line to end the race in last position, unfortunately.
Wow. And there we go then. That is the race over and done with then, and we'll get the classification up on your screen in a minute. In-game driver of the day, Sam, goes to Petronas. Who are you going to give it to? Get it in the chat as well.
We've had a few people. Dolphin's gone with Holden. I personally feel like driver of the day has to go to one of the drivers who made that pit stop under the safety car, because it did pretty much transform their race. And I'm gonna give it, I think I'm going to give it to Stars Orphan, you know. Stars Orphan qualified down in P12. Quite a way off in terms of pace. And we do know there is quite a field spread in this division. Yet keeps it clean, doesn't get a single penalty. Kind of runs his own race pretty much. And I'm pretty sure he was down in last, a few seconds behind the pack midway through the race. And he's come home in P5.
Really has. I think I'll back you with that one. Great job there. And there is a classification on your screen then. It's Gregors who takes the race win, Petronas P2, Charismic P3. We'll try and get the drivers in the voice chat for the interviews. And yeah, fastest lap in the end. It did stay with Baggy Fan. Hickling could not beat it in the end. A 1:21.9 from Baggy takes the fastest lap. Most positions gained in the race was from Stars Orphan, as Sim said. What is that? That is 7 positions gained. Nearly couldn't count them. Maths isn't too good. Not my strong point, as we're going to get some of the
12
drivers
minus
in now.
5, bro. 12 minus 5.
Sorry, mate. My maths ain't the best, mate. Give me a break. We've got Petronus in right now. We'll try and get the rest of them in. But yeah, Sam, what an absolute crack of a race that was.
Yeah, that was really good. Yeah, hopefully the others can join. But I suppose we can. Yeah, Gregors is just joining as well. Charismic has said that he doesn't have the mic connected to his headset, so I doubt he's going to be joining. So I think we just have Gregors and Petronus, I think, then.
That's all handy mandy good then with me. So we'll start off then with Petronus then. Sam, do you want to start off with P3, man?
Well, P2 after Charismic's penalty, of course. Yeah, so firstly, standing on the podium for what I believe is the first time this season. So how do you feel your race went? We saw a back and forth battle with Charismic and, of course, your race winner Gregors pretty much the entire race after you made the pit stops. So kind of talk us through everything. Firstly, that safety car, and then what you were thinking in the race. I know you're happy with P2.
Is he speechless? I think he's speechless. Is Petronus here? I think he is here. I did see him.
He's not muted.
He's just speechless, probably. I can't blame him. Well,
hello.
Maybe he's not.
He said he can't hear us.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. He's having trouble with the audio.
Ah. Okay, never mind then. I guess massive congratulations anyway, Petronus. Fingers crossed if it does work. Feel free to butt in. But yeah, I guess we'll head over to the race winner then of tonight. Gregors is your race winner then here at Monza. Didn't need to. Oh no, he did actually finish behind Charismic after the penalties. But yeah, regardless, fantastic battling by the way between the top 3. So thank you for putting on a great show for us and everybody at home as well. Gregors, talk us through your race then, because you put on a fantastic one for us in the comms booth. I'm sure it felt the same in the car as well. Talk us through it.
Mental, wasn't it? Absolutely mental. I took a risk with the safety car, I think, going in for the pit stop, but it paid off in the end. Really tough battling between those two at the end, though, mate. Left, right, and centre, pushing through on the first corner, coming through on the back straight. It was brilliant, wasn't it? Enjoyed it.
Yeah, very much looked the part on the stream as well. The people at home were loving it. We were loving it in the comms booth. We didn't actually know where to look half the time because I was battling up and down the field. Golden Egg Fry, very much happy for yourself in the chat as well. Is this potentially the start of a bit more upward form for yourself as well? This now fires you well into championship contention.
I hope so, mate. As long as I don't make stupid mistakes like I did last week, speeding in the pit lane. What an absolute race killer, but, yeah, I'm hoping to have a championship.
Who else would speed in the pit lane at Portugal, I wonder?
I wonder who that was. Yeah, let's not talk about that. Yeah, we'll do it. But
10 seconds.
I know, it's an absolute pain. I definitely have not done it myself last round. But yeah, one last one from me. Obviously, we've got a great week next week in Formula One. We'll be heading to Austria for round 5 of the season next time out. How are you feeling for the Red Bull Ring?
Yeah, quite strong there. Fingers crossed it stays dry. Could put a spot in the works if it's wet, but yeah, looking forward to that.
It's good to hear then. Fantastic job for yourself and congratulations, Sam. Sam, sorry. Anything to add?
Well, one thing I thought I'd add. Your second race win this season. Of course, the first race win was that absolutely chaotic Australian race, was pissing it down. But they're two quite similar types of tracks. Would you say this is the kind of track that you seem to be a bit more comfortable on, or or like you said, like is somewhere like Austria something that you potentially prefer? And can we see potentially a bit more results, a bit more consistently, rather than just a big haul of points in a couple of races?
I do a lot of racing, a few tracks, things like China, China, Japan, places like that. I don't do much practice, so those are the ones I'll struggle at. Everything else, I think I'm generally, there or thereabouts.
Hopefully stays that way for an entertaining championship fight this season.
Yeah, I just need to keep those penalties out of the way.
So that's all we've got
Great
time
race
for.
though to Patronus and Charismic. Awesome battling, fellas.
It was great to watch. It was great to watch for us in the comms booth as well. Thank you very much to everyone who's topped in this evening. Massive congratulations to our top three tonight. It is Gregors, Petronas, and Charismic. Make sure to join us for the rest of the SLR weekend as well. We've got the McEwen Division tomorrow, the finale. That'll be streamed on the Dub Zone channel. We've got a break week next week. Formula 2 will be racing next week at Spain for Thursday, but F1 is back a week after. From myself, Sam, and the rest of the team. Good night.